Welcome students. As I've told you in my previous videos also, all the videos which I have posted, everything is with respect to the academics, that is, which is mentioned in your textbook. It is nothing beyond your textbook. Everything is written in your textbook. So let's continue with the chapter, that is Delhi Sultans, state syllabus, history, chapter 2, and in that Delhi Sultans and the contribution of Delhi Sultans to administrative system, social system, economic system, literature and art and architecture. Let's continue with administrative system. Most of the Delhi Sultans were dictatorial rulers. They were also commanders of the army and chief justice too. The administration was in accordance to Quran. Sardars, Amirs and Ulemas had considerable influence over the administration. They can ask you, who were the people who had influence over the administration during Delhi Sultan's period? So the answer to that is Sardars, Amirs and Ulemas. The central government had departments like defense, foreign affairs, postal, charity and endowment for effective administration. List the central government departments during Delhi Sultans. The answer is defense, foreign affairs, postal, charity and endowment. These departments were headed by ministers and officials. So who headed the departments? The department was headed by ministers and officials. The kingdom was divided into many provinces. Next question is, how was the kingdom divided? So the kingdom was divided into provinces. These administrative divisions were headed by Sikandar Amin and Chowkidars. The collection of revenue, maintenance of law and order, providing education facilities and ensuring cleanliness were the main role of these officials. They can ask you, what were the main roles of officials? Next, Karas, that is land tax, Zagat, Ushru, Kums, tax on wealth plundered during the battle, Zazia, tax on property without heirs, import duty, house taxes were the main sources of income during Sultan's rule. They can ask you, what were the main sources of income during the Sultan rule? Then it is Karas, Zagat, Ushru, Kums, Zazia. There were officials for the collection of taxes. Qazis aided the Sultan in dispensing justice in provinces and towns. So Qazis were like judges only, okay, but they were in provinces and towns. Next is social system. During the rule of Sultan, the Muslim and the Hindu community had their traditional custom and faiths. The Hindu Bhakti saints and the Sufi saints of Muslim communities ushered in social changes into the old social system. In the beginning of Sultan's rule, only Turk Sardars were appointed to the higher administrative positions. Later on, their influence weakened during the reign of Khilji and Tughlaq. Local people who had converted into Islam had more opportunities. Particularly, the educated of serving communities and Hindus got higher posting. Hence, the ruling class of this time got introduced into Indian way of dressing, beverages, food and music and culture aspects also. Hindus were appointed as associate officers and clerks in revenue department. Slavery was in practice. War prisoners were named as slaves. There were many women slaves in palace. The status of women was not healthy. Parda system and child marriage were in practice. Women from higher social classes participated in fine arts. The rural women participated in agriculture and household activities. The next is economic situation during Delhi Sultans. The Sultan brought in major changes in the area of agriculture. The old system of tax, fixation and revenue collection was changed. The mandatory payment of tax by both the rich farmer and the poor farmer was the main feature of the revenue policy adopted during the rule of Sultans. The transport and communication were improved. Roads were built. All across Gujarat to Bengal. The foreign merchants visited all the small and big markets of medieval India and some settled here also. This provided a lot to craftsmen. The Indian articrafts entered the European market. The sultans and the prominent businessmen were running factories of gold, silver ornaments and silk looms. Literature. So, contribution of Delhi sultans in the field of literature we will try to understand. Many foreign authors and historians were under the royal patronage of sultans. Their writings are in Persian and Arabic language. A famous scholar named Al-Biruni was in the court of Muhammad Ghori. They can ask you, who was the famous scholar in the court of Muhammad Ghori? The answer is Al-Biruni. He was a philosopher, mathematician and also a writer. He wrote a book, Kitab-ul-Hind, on the social, political, economic and religious aspects of India. Hasan Nijami wrote Tajul Mazir. Minja us Siraj wrote Tabqal-e-Naziri. Amir Khusru wrote 6 books and provided details about Hindu and Muslim culture. He also called as the Indian parrot. Zayuddin Barani wrote Tariki Firzashani and Firdoz Tughlaq wrote Futat-e-Firozshahi. Next, the contributions of Delhi Sultans in the field of art and architecture. The Delhi Sultans introduced a new style of architecture known as Indo-Islamic architecture. Arches, domes and miniatures are the main features of this style. Delhi Sultans built forts, mosques, palaces, public buildings, madrasas, dharamshala, Qutub Minar, Quwwat-ul-Islam Mosque, Alai Darwaza, Juwaid Khana Mosque are few examples of Indo-Islamic style. This comes to the end of chapter 2. So guys, if you have liked these videos, give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed for my channel, subscribe for my channel, and most important thing is understand it carefully, learn and go and write your exams, become winners, become toppers. Good luck.